Was there a thought that, all right, this tying goal is just not going to come?
You know what, we were talking about it earlier, and I really felt like, and I'm sure the guys had their own take on it, but because of the way we were playing, I think our team had a lot of confidence because we were playing well, and we were playing the right way. We were creating a ton of chances. Max made some really good saves for him. We hit some posts, we missed some net. But at the same time, you know, we knew we were going to get our chances, and we felt like if we just kept playing that way, that we were going to put ourselves in a good position.
The shootout is, a lot of it has to be a feel on, you know, what you think guys can do or will do, or who's riding a hot hand. And
that, yeah, and obviously, you know, we practice it, so we get a feel for who's comfortable in alone and the goaltender. It's obviously different in a game situation, but, you know, Larson has been really good. You know, Veroni was really good last year and hasn't had as much success this year, but a lot of times it's just confidence, guys that are confident going in there. And Chadd has been really good in practice throughout the last couple of weeks. We wanted to give him an opportunity, and we got to the seventh shooter, and he was our guy.
And speaking of confidence, I mean, it seems like Larson's game in general looks more confident. He's all over the puck. A lot of offensive opportunities for him, run a post. What have you seen from his offensive game specifically?
Well, I think that first and foremost, to me, he looked like a different player tonight, just in terms of how well he played. He was definitely. He looked quicker tonight to me. He played a lot faster. He is very cerebral. He knows the game, and he knows where everybody's going to be on the ice, which is his gift. But tonight I thought he had a lot more jump, and he got some separation on defenders, even in overtime there. The shorthanded, when he missed short side there, I mean, he had played a lot of minutes at that point. He pulled away. So that's kind of, you know, I think the biggest thing for him is just the foot speed, and we saw good strides there tonight.
might he have been your best forward?
I would, you know, I thought Lukey was really good tonight. He had some really good chances. I think that Phil, you know, controls the game. I think all those guys played well. I thought Zig played well. But there's a good chance that, you know, looking back on it, maybe Lars was our best forward.
Seems like Cassidy's game is getting better.
I think it's getting better. Yeah, you know, we were talking about him before I came in, and you know, you're trying to break a lot of the things that he had success with at the junior level that just aren't going to get it done here. And you know, when you're into a game and you're playing, you always fall back to your old habits at times. And I think that if he had the mentality of just getting over the line and driving pucks deep and getting them to the net, he'd be way more effective. And getting himself in on the forward check and getting in behind defenders. But we're still working on making that a 60-minute thing. Right now it's happening a lot, but not enough. But I do think he's making a lot of strides.
Nice for your goalie to have Mark Pesic and Braden McNabb playing together again?
Yeah, it makes a little bit of a difference to those guys back there. It kind of just puts everybody in the right spots, and they're just so calm back there, you know, and I think they make everybody feel a little bit of a sense of comfort back there, that when they go back for it, they just seem to know what they're doing. They know where each other are. Your goaltender seems to find them with any handles that they have. So, yeah, it makes a big difference. And they played, those are two guys, I think Nabber had 30 minutes tonight, and Pisser was probably right around the same. So that's you know, almost half the game that those two guys are out on the ice. It's a big difference.
Seems like with Pesic's personality, you never have to worry about being sent down. Was it confidence or anything that goes on?
He's just a good, I mean, and Nabber's the same. I know Nabber's a little more quiet and a little bit more reserved, but both of those guys, every time that they've come back here, you know, they've probably had reason or could be pissed off. And I hope that they are to some extent, but they come with the best attitudes, and they want to make our team successful here. And there's never a hiccup with those guys. They're ready to come out and compete and help our team win, and they did that tonight for sure.
With Cassidy, you said he didn't play in the overtime, so going to him in the shootout, did you just have a certain feeling that...
He's been really successful in shootouts at the junior level. He's been very good at it. It's obviously not easy to go from not playing for the last 5 minutes to going into shootout. But, you know, the guys execute. I mean, you got to go out, and after you sit for 18 minutes between periods, and you got to be ready for that first shift. So it's more of a mental thing, making sure you're ready to go, and he was obviously ready.
TJ was still on your team, and he took that much time to get a stick in the shootout. What would your reaction have been?
He's a showman. That's part of it. I probably would have laughed at him. I would have probably seen it coming, but it was, yeah, that was TJ.
That was shot by Chadd.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, that
Really
was-
good shot. Wicked release, and that's the way, you know, that's kind of his move where he likes to come in off of that offside and that quick move to the forehand and you snap it and before the goaltender can get set and either go in high blocker or mid blocker, so that was a really good release.
I mean, is he a winger going forward? I mean,
That's a good, we bounce back and forth on it, and I think for first-year players at this level, it's very, very difficult to play center ice because of the responsibilities defensively, getting your team out of the zone, helping your D-core, and at his size, with the size of the forwards you're going to be going against, it's hard. Long-term, I don't know. I've liked him on the wing so far this year, but I also think that he's got enough skill level to make plays in the middle. Is he Phil Veroni skilled? I'm not sure. But there's certainly that possibility that he could play the center. He was good on drops. He took a couple drops and he did a good job too.
McGuire just can't take that.
You can't. It's 2 games in a row. You just can't. You can't do it. He took 2 minors last game and then a double minor in his first shift this game. For the role that he plays for us, you just can't do that.